Hey, good morning. So this week on Youngr Presents, I sat down with Mike and Ev Halls, the badass husband and wife duo who are also known as Clean Cut Kid. I went up to Liverpool where we all met like a decade ago. And we hung out in their sun-soaked city apartment and we had a good old catch-up. They've just released their third album, Mother's Milk. And we talk about why they decided to go independent on this release. We also got the guitar out and they sang a unreleased demo for me and a few other things. And it was great. It was really cool. They're just such wonderful human beings and an incredible band doing incredible things. If you haven't heard the album or any of the music, check out the links below. It's all linked there. It's incredible music and their new album is somewhat of a masterpiece. So you should definitely check it out. Enjoy the chat. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you soon. Bye. So I'm here with Clean Cut Kid.
Yay!
Can you insert some crowd noise?
There's crowds gathered outside.
Yeah. I had to back them off to get Mike in before.
Yeah.
So introduce yourselves.
I am Evelyn, Evelyn Halls.
Who you got in your arms there?
I've got Beatrice Halls, who is our fur baby. And she's asleep. She looks like she's breastfeeding. I look like I'm breastfeeding her
actually,
now. But I can guarantee I don't breastfeed
Mother's
my
milk.
dog. Yeah,
Exactly.
Mother's milk. She's just snuggled in and she likes to be covered in lots of blankets and she's
basically been there for the last two records, in the sense that we don't really wind up getting anything done if she's not here. It's almost like some weird creative key. So she just sits in the studio on a little blanket while we do all our stuff.
She just loves it. Not afraid by loud noises.
Not at all, actually.
We don't make loud noises anymore.
Is it? You play them and then you just ramp it up.
I mean, we're in our 30s now.
I listen to the BBC World Service. That's how I know I'm old.
I've got Radio 4 on constantly.
The stories are
sick. It's bloody beautiful.
Woman's Hour.
Archers, I'm hooked.
Oh my god, I love it.
Myself. I'm Mike.
And we're sat in your apartment in Liverpool we won't disclose the street, but it's wonderful. It's a sunny day and it's beautiful flat. You just showed me your studio, which is absolutely incredible.
Thanks, mate.
Self-made studio.
Small but mighty, yeah.
It's beautiful. I just wish, because my brother's super techie like that and he loves mics and he loves this and if we shared a studio, it would probably look like that.
Yeah.
But I'm so messy and just interested in, it's weird.
Do you have to have everything out and plugged in?
Yeah.
So if you have an idea, you're like,
it's just there, yeah. Because you've made me get a patch bay now. Mm-hmm. And it was one of the hardest, because I was like, no, I want all synths on at all times. So I just need to change the input, but now I have to kind of unplug them. But it's so much tidier now. I have so many cables running now, but that studio is so creative. I was almost like, let's not do a podcast. Let's just fiddle some knobs and.
That's what it does.
Yeah, it is weird. I think it's because it makes you feel like you're like underground.
It's beautiful, and you said that your neighbour didn't even know you were here.
No,
while you were tracking.
No, and I think they're 10-inch concrete poured walls, floors, and ceilings and everything. Yeah. So even if we hadn't bothered doing all that soundproofing, I would be surprised if there's any kind of spill anyway. But there's just nothing.
I definitely want to move to a home studio next.
Yeah,
I'm move out of London because it's killing me a little bit.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I live in Peckham now. It's nice. I live by the Common.
Yeah.
And it's like a 25-minute drive to the studio, but it's through the Rotherhithe Tunnel. Do you remember that? The worst tunnel.
25-minute drive.
Yeah, I don't know. Those tunnels.
Which is fine if that tunnel's open. If it's closed, London Bridge, and then it's an hour drive.
Oh my god. You might as well live in like.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying. And the tube is an hour, like the minimum.
Yeah.
Because it's a 20-minute walk to the overground. But I kind of get used to it. But I'm like.
Where would you go? Where would you move?
I just want to move outside. I don't really mind where it is.
Yeah.
I just need access to an airport to go on tour.
Yeah.
Then at home, but I need a rehearsal room. Is pretty essential for me, and a lockup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we come off tour, you just get the things. Because most of my touring business is outside of the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of my techs have got keys to the studio. They just they take the pellies there. And so I still need access. I still need to work it out. It's a plan in motion, but
well, we've got like a lockup down where we recorded Painwave, and that's not a permanent set. The lockup's there, but the gear's not permanently set up, and we kind of get in there and set up every time. And that's kind of like, that's been good. At first, it was a little bit like, oh no, because the last studio doubled as a little live setup, and we needed to just dive in and record.
Yeah, dude, and like mine, yeah.
Yeah, but amazing. It's I don't really look at it like that now. I kind of like.
That's cool. I'm getting to that point, the separation point where you do your album, and then when you need to rehearse, you'll block out a space.
Yeah, because the rehearsals like used to be the live thing, used to be an extension of like the ego of the recorded thing, and now the live thing is just a kind of like. For me, the live thing is just a proper job.
Interesting. Just like, okay.
Because, I mean, first of all, I don't. Not that it's just like I don't want to just get onto me, but I'm really, really not super interested in it anymore at all.
Right.
In the sense that like if we didn't.
Fair enough.
If we didn't have to do it in order to be an actual band for the fans and give the fans the experience. Or to make some money, because we basically need the live and the record to kind of stay afloat. Now, if we didn't have to do either of them, there's no way I'd tour anymore.
Yeah. Right.
So therefore, like, now having the live thing has nothing to do with this studio.
Okay.
Because as a band, we've never tried to get anything like the record ever. We just go in knowing what all the parts are. And then we just form it. And some of them are pretty close, some of them are miles away, but we don't use backing tracks or triggers or any of that stuff, so we just have to try and get right.
I mean, I've seen your live show loads of times. I love it. I have the best time. It's a weird memory I have of you buying this, because I'm selling my Sub 37 at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And I just have a memory of when it was out of tune that time.
Oh, God.
I don't know why. I always remember you.
That was. There's been two gigs which are like will haunt me forever, and that was one of them. That was at the Social, wasn't it?
Yes, that Social gig.
You went to hit the bar. It was like.
That was the one bad gig that we've ever done that I remember in my head. I'm like, this is bad.
So we were doing the gig. We were told Annie Mac's coming down. She's gonna. This will be.
This is it.
This is it, basically.
And
obviously, like us naive, like young band in the industry are like, oh, it's gonna mean everything, whether she likes it or not. And then she comes, we see a silhouette of her big, like amazing
big hair.
I mean, I actually saw the curly hair, just silhouette. You know, like there's a little bit could be you.
All
the time in my head, you've been like that. It's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, dying on stage.
Yeah, we actually got not that this thing again, ego, but this is we actually got an apology email from them about that day.
From the venue?
Yeah, we actually got, because I got in touch and said like, okay, what was going on in that gig? And we got, because obviously it was JL's doing our sound.
He was behind us.
But he was, that is bad. The sound desk is behind the stage.
I didn't know that. I thought.
Yeah,
so stupid.
But that wasn't the point. The point was that gig was mad, and the reason was there was something going on. They were having work done, and there was something going on with the power supply, which meant that I was using 4 Fuga pedals on the stage,
of course, yeah.
And Ev was using a Moog, but basically like all the stuff that needs to have consistent power. The Moog was going out of tune because basically like the power was dipping and the Moog was actually going, and so I'm there going like,
it was power.
Oh, it was horrible.
You know when
Sorry to bring it back up.
When the whole band just like play a chord and you just like, and like literally like every single person you're just like, you can't even close to lock onto the key.
Oh.
I'm like, oh no, what even is this? Everyone's like,
some trick that sounds like your mushrooms.
And to be totally honest, like I hadn't been using that Sub 37 for very long.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually know how to use it
So
anyway.
you were just looking at it going.
So I was just like, oh God, have I just pressed something
Right.
that's made it like have some
that's
weird
even worse.
thing?
That's even worse.
And I was like, in for a penny, in for a pound, just go for it and smile. Yeah.
I think I wrote to Moog all in caps locks going like, the Moog went out to tune, and they just wrote back just going, no. I was like, yeah, it did. They were like, no.
Wow.
I was just like, no,
so
that
no.
Couldn't have happened.
Yeah.
After that gig,
No.
we actually
wasn't us.
After that gig, we got a tuner permanently switched, like
Brilliant.
plugged into the Moog.
Just to check.
But what's really funny is like since that gig, it's never ever gone out of stage.
Because Moog were right, it wasn't the Moog.
It was just power.
So we're like,
Wow.
But yeah, that was an awful gig.
So sorry to bring that back up, but
no, it's funny to look back on them.
But that's
because
interesting.
We handle it so differently now.
Yeah, of course.
We just probably stop the gig and go, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
right, and the honesty and the vulnerability I think is key in a band, especially when you see it on live shows. I love it when singers go. I saw it on someone's Instagram. The band started the song in a key too high, and she was straining, and she's got it, but she just stopped and she's like, you started this in the wrong key. And the key was like, yeah. And they started it again. And just that start again was so much more powerful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Than trooping on.
Well, I saw this, there's this band, that band Slow Club, I don't know if they're together still anymore, but I saw years ago when I was at Liverpool, which became like my blueprint for like, watch them. They just signed to like Domino or some label.
Right.
And they were super hypey, and we'd gone to see them, and I was like, wow, the pressure's on you because we're all like in similar kind of bands, but you're signed and you've come to Liverpool and you're playing, and we were all like, there was like a proper like lippery crowd, and the PA in the barfly actually blew up, like to the point where like there was smoke coming out the PA, and somebody smoked the PA.
That's it.
And it was just gone, and it was like, oh no. And what they did was she just got a chair, because she had this like percussion chair but she was barely using the set, got a chair, got all the drums and pans and pots and pans stuff that she used, planted it in the middle of the barfly, and he just switched from his electric guitar to an acoustic guitar, and everyone in the crowd just all gathered around them in a circle, and they just played the full gig, fully acoustic, and she just played all like pots and pans on the chairs and everything, and it was like
perfect
in everyone's head as like the best. We were like, who else was, and so since then I've just got it on our biggest gig. I've just got it in my head, like, if this PA blows up now, we can drag an amp and a guitar down and we'll play the gig and people will be like, that was the best we've ever seen.
That's amazing.
Like,
that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to do that. Because
that's the thing. Yeah.
I mean, when I was in Iceland doing a festival, I can't remember what it's called, it's quite a big festival. Foo Fighters playing at the same bloody time, I could hear.
Oh,
so I started the set, 10 seconds in, power cut. And I was like, what do I do? Cowbell. Just got my cowbell out. Probably had my face on it too. I was like, everyone loves a bit of cowbell. That's the great thing about my set, is the drums are live. Everyone loves a bit of drums.
Yeah.
So I can jam that. But there's only so much drum soloing you can do.
Yeah.
But if I can't, start again, it stops in the same place. My manager turns...
Same place in the song?
Same place, no-ish. As in like 15 seconds in. Manager turns around and the stagehands is like, I don't know, man, everyone's left, everyone's watching the Foo Fighters. All the stage. Mate. It's like, cool, man. We looked at the generator, it was in cling film around the back.
What, so it get wet or something?
Yeah, but in like the wettest country.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry, we played 10 seconds of the same song, and I just did loads of cowbell solo and then went home. And Ministry of Sound, I played in there before Faithless about 3 months ago. And something with the Ethernet cable had broken and all these settings had changed. And I can't even bother going into it, but it was horrific. Again, just drum soloing is great, but there's only so much drum soloing you can do.
Well, we started to notice, like the Tensor tour that we're about to do, I started to notice that when we do like sofa sounds and stuff, there'd be people at the gigs and we'd get like big tours and we'd get like loads of stuff from the... Every time we stripped it back to a little tiny dead kit and then matched the vocals and the guitar amps to that dead kit.
That's all you need.
Every time we did that, and then we did Sofa Sounds in Liverpool, and this band who were quite hypey and now Red Rum, who were like our mates, Red Rum Club, just posted in this magazine post, best gig, it's when you see a gig where you're basically like, wow, why are we even bothering?
Right,
so
one of those, yeah.
And to us, it's like all the production value is gone and stuff, but I just started realising that like the best thing we can do is because we don't use any bells and whistles, no triggers, no. If you're hearing it, we're playing it acoustically.
That's it.
Is to just get as close to that as possible, to the point now where we don't even do the new tours. It's not even vocal rides or anything. It's literally just like how far in we are and out of the mic, single overhead on the kick. It's just like everyone. If you want it louder, you play it louder. If you want it softer, you play it softer. No matter how big or small the stage is, because we're just in a tiny huddle.
That's amazing.
It's like bluegrass style, but with a full electric band.
Okay.
Like I use a little champ.
Really? That?
I use that, and that's too loud for most situations, because I'm like, I've got that there with an Echoplex, like a tape machine.
That's amazing.
And we're just all like, that's the level.
Putting all the keys through, is it here, the Fender?
No, it's not here, but just all through amps, and then...
Okay, so through amps.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just match the vocal monitor to that. No matter how big the stage is, everyone just gets it, so like, I can hear the kit acoustically, and everything's just like totally...
Great. Where are you playing? Have you got some gigs coming up?
Recording studios, so like Rack in London, Blueprint Manchester, all live rooms in studios, but with our own self-contained setup in that live room.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we did one in the Studio A in Parr Street.
Yeah.
And we did like 2 shows in the one day with like a little hour in between to like just hang out with people who come. And it was so nice, like loads of little, like all the lamps on and everyone just stood in the live room.
Cute, yeah.
It was so cool.
It's
this is the tour for the new record, right?
The next tour is going to be all studios, which we're about to announce. But it's kind of weird. It's basically like, it sounds rougher and everyone's rougher because you're not hearing this giant PA going forward and everything's super exposed. But in my head, I always love the gigs where, my favourite gigs where you could hear all that ridiculous level of detail.
Yes.
And it made the gig worse and more human. Because I always watch gigs where like...
Vulnerability, man.
Yeah, and where like what they'd clearly done is they'd decided to play the part so intricately and so well that they didn't always pitch very well, or they didn't like. If I see people just about getting through these amazing parts and about getting through it because it's such a mish, but they're so good. That was always my favourite gig, as opposed to people sitting back going, "I've got this nailed because I have this wall of like this is mixed through a Pro Tools rig out front, and this is and it always made it further and further away." And then I'd watch these gigs where like you could hear a pin drop, and in this gig. You know, I've been playing guitar since I was 8. I'm not like I'm a particularly messy guitarist, but it's like literally as I'm changing from chord to chord, the squeaks of the strings and the kind of like every single bit of detail. So and once you start getting empowered by that, you start being able like, wow, we can literally do anything.
That's
You're like
such a beautiful feeling.
Such
a beautiful feeling though, to know that your what's the word? Your fuck ups basically.
Yeah.
And make you better.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
That's
cool,
great. That's a great feeling.
And you can hear like if you were to play a clanger chord, you can hear that clanger.
Imperfections is the word.
If you were to play like a wrong note with a chord, it's almost like a jazz gig because you can hear it in context of where it's wrong and fix it and do stuff to it and and there's just no wrongs because every little bit of imperfection. It's like, who cares who's singing?
Kind of a metaphor for life, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Because
Well, everything's so perfect, isn't it? And everything's so like everyone sees one another through like the perfect, like the perfect highlight reel that people and even the bands that try and do like the real like gritty kind of pitches and stuff.
Yeah. I mean
that's their favourite out of like 20 that they took. So
20,
it's like,
200.
Yeah. So it's it's a bit of like anti kind of going against that.
And on that, let's go into the new record, which you decided to fuck off streaming services.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy.
Do you know what?
When I read
so
about
many
that,
people have said, well, like, salute you.
it's beautiful. You're like the leaders of the new. Honestly, you were like, oh, if they're doing it, then that's such a bold move. Yeah. Why can't we all do that? Because there's some dude in a suit somewhere making lots of money off streaming.
Yeah.
There's the artists
and a lot of artists not making money off streaming.
But I mean, the key reason,
I was gonna say what's
reason to do that is nothing to do with that. Like, I'm happy for that guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Because creatively, we love the album. We wrote it together in like a week. We made it in a month. It was lovely. We love it. We're proud of it. That's I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. The guy in the suit can make all the money and do whatever. That's fine. So it was nothing to do with denying any of that. The incentive was a controlled way of just actually quantifying making back costs in a way of just going. So it just literally like it costs us this much to make a USB. And we can sell it for this much, and this is our markup, this is what we can sell it, and this is roughly how big our market that we think is prepared to actually pay for our record. So there's that, and then it costs us this much to make a box set with some like limited printing, and so like if we sell this amount, and we have numbers, quantifiable numbers in our head of like once we get to this amount, we've paid the album off.
Wow. And then would you do streaming?
No, I don't think they were going to for now. I think the current plan is
we've got an idea of maybe when it might go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We've got different. I think we've got different
plans.
ideas.
You'll talk about
different ideas.
Maybe Mike would and then talk about it.
We'll agree on my idea.
We'll agree on Mike's idea.
No, that's essentially. But essentially, so it was just a way of controlling that.
That's wicked.
And there's also this thing called the people call it different things, but it's like the golden tip of your penis. The golden tip of your fan base.
Yes.
Is a thing of like
the 1% of them,
or whatever percentage.
Yeah.
It's all masked in the sense of like you have this big fan base, and when you put something on Spotify and it gets 1 million streams in a couple of months, then it expands this fan base, or you go on a support tour, and all of these things blur the lines of the fact that in reality, like 95% of the actual like revenue that you make from people coming to your gigs, buying your merch, buying your record, actually supporting you, are the same. Like 80% of what you earn is probably 2% of the fans.
100%.
And so we decided to make this record
for them,
only about the 2%.
That's beautiful, because that's empowering. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's so smart.
So when people get in touch with us as well and go like really angry, they're like, why isn't I'll pay the same amount of money for just the download as you will, because you get a free download and you get free access to streaming when you buy the USB. So everyone's like, we'll pay the money without having the USB, and you've sold out USBs, so it's so crazy that people can't get the record. Just give us the download, and and making the point to them of like, well, it was up for pre-order, and we talked about it every week for 8 weeks. And we sold like 500 of them or whatever on pre-order, and you're getting in touch with me the day after they've sold out. You can't be one of these top fans, because it was 8 weeks you could have bought it within.
You can't be that pissed off.
You can't be that pissed off because
you can't have wanted it that much.
No, he's inconvenienced. He's not pissed off, he's inconvenienced. And
I also think like it's some people have said to me it's been quite exciting to think that they're the only people who can hear it.
How beautiful is that?
That's such a nice feeling, because like, I don't know, and also like when I was a teenager, if I heard something and I wanted to hear it again, not a teenager, maybe like early teens, probably aging myself a bit too much, but like I couldn't just go and find it. Like I had to wait until it was out.
You had to wait until
it's out. And that is inconvenient, but also made me the music lover that I am today, and made me who I am, and made loads of our generation and loads of our peers who they are today, because it made you appreciate it so much. And it made you have like real bands that you followed, and real like, I don't know, it created this real fan.
It's that golden tip, man. Those people will come to shows, they'll watch everything, they'll subscribe to your players, and some people would say that's an old school view, right? But I think we're in now a stage where it's new, positive, it's positive, and it's. I think everyone wants everything all the time, really quick. Yeah. But I believe that we're getting to a place where there's so much music that you can still live a happy life, because in my old age now I've realised that actually the key to life is happiness.
Yeah,
sure.
You can live a happy life by doing what you're doing and not having to go, I've got to put on Spotify, I've got to do this. Like,
and also like, because, so I would go on these, and I'm going to sound dead cynical in all these, like a lot of stuff I'm saying here, but I'd go on these tours, and I'd stand there, and I'd be playing, we'd be supporting like some big band, and I'd be standing there playing to a stadium full of people, playing like the most heartfelt thing, the most honest thing that I've ever been able to say and put into words, and I'd be playing it in this like tender moment on this stage, like in a spotlight, and I'd be looking at these rows and rows of like young kids, like literally like, and then somebody in the band, the bassist in the band or whatever, would wave to the kids, and everyone would scream and jump up and down, and I'd come off stage, and we'd have played a great gig, and everyone had gone mad and everything, and I'd come off stage, and I'd be like, and everyone would be like, Mike, what's wrong? And I'd just be like, this is just wrong. It's just like, because the thing that I have worked forever to try and do, which is just be able to say what I want to say in a song and be like, oh man, I said it in that song, and that's all I want to do. Nobody cares about that. Well, they do. That golden tip care about that. Yeah. So which is mad, because what happens is so many people have written to us about Mother's Milk and being like, wow, I've never explored the relationship I've got to my parents, and how, because that's what the album's about.
Oh, wicked.
And the irony of, as you start to realise that your parents are actually the closest people to you, who actually instilled all of this stuff. Everything. As you start realising, shit, I'm the same people as them.
Everything.
The time's running out. As you start going like, oh man, the one person I want to hang out with is my dad now.
Right.
It's like, you realise it starts being too late, and that's what Mother's Milk's about.
Wow, that's incredible.
And people write, the same amount of people have written to us with in-depth assessments of what they think the song's about. And we've only given it to 500 people. So the same amount of people, considering 1 million people might have streamed like Emily. Yeah. we've had the same amount of feedback from the both. So it's just like, it was always only the same people that actually cared about what we were writing about.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's only recently that I had a conversation with my brother, because he thinks very much like that, and he's almost like he's like my checker. Like he checks in on me. He's like, "How you doing, man?" And I'm like, "I'm good, man." And then talk to him, and he's like, "You need to do content based on those people."
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to do content on Instagram and on things that like quick, shareable,
Yeah.
and chasing this thing, and I'm like, and actually, I don't think the people that follow you want to know your process. They want to know you. They want to know what you're doing, and this is and it's a good realization that the people that really follow you, they want to know, they want to be close, they want to see your vulnerability.
I think that like for us both going through the label
this
like
is
mold,
it. Yeah.
You're constantly told from the beginning that the most important thing is growth. So that's why
that word.
Yeah, so that's why you do all those things that you think of for growth. But I think like nurturing and like working on, like, I don't know, nurturing the fans that you've picked up, the golden tip, and like just solidifying like longevity, if that makes sense.
100%.
Is in my head is more important.
Yeah, and you know, this is an industry term, but positioning is the thing, is a very, very hard thing to get right, and it's very hard to adjust. So like, I think Painwave, like the whole of the last record's called Painwave.
Yeah.
The whole of making that record ourselves and the whole of that vibe is was just about trying to do every move we could to spin our positioning, and almost one of our hardest tasks has been reversing what the polydor front that was put on everything, where essentially like to the point where like we'd release something like Emily, which is like all of us in a room playing live in a little room with no top end and all 70s gear and all 70s preamps, a straight up like Fleetwood Mac tune with big giant gang vocals and put like literally it's pop, but it's like 70s pop, and literally the reviews would come back with it and it'd just be like, yeah, this is kind of like, you know, a mixture between like alpha beats and I was just like sitting there going like, alpha beat, how are people still thinking that we're just this straight up pop band? No one's listening to the fact that like we've gone so old school and stuff like that, and it took us a whole record to get into the place where we are now, and that's a mish.
It's a mish, dude.
Positioning is a mish.
I went through the same thing. I was on Ireland and really hammering this pop thing, and I didn't realise until I had some perspective, but I looked back and I was just chasing. I was trying to chase the same success that I had with something else, and being like, oh, that beat works, I'm going to use that same snare beat, and then I ended up making stuff that I didn't think I liked. If you asked me what I liked, I was like, don't know. Which is
literally just described our exact existence. I mean, especially me with writing the first record.
That's a treacherous place to be in a creative. If someone goes, "Do you like this?" and you're like, I don't know if I like that or not.
That is, you literally could have not hit the nail on the head.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah. And the thing, and that the single like how one track minded the thought is of, I want to say in this song, I have been shit because I don't call my mum back enough.
Right.
And you say it in the song, and we've got this song on the record called Prodigal Son, which is basically like hello from the prodigal son. It's basically like, I'm calling you up just to say I've been so shit with communication. And like, it's a tiny subject and you just want to get that out, and the song perfectly does it.
Yeah. And
the moment you can just release the thing of going like, is the drum sound right? It's like, it's nothing to do with that. It's like, did this song plus the play and plus the arrangement plus everything you've done get the exact thing out you wanted to say in the way you wanted to say it? It's a bit funny, it's a bit this, a bit. Did you do it all? Yeah, you did. And that's the only box. But you let go of that so quick with the record label. Does this chorus pop?
I know.
What is that even about? Or the chorus isn't popping enough. It's like,
I don't think we ever got asked what's this song about.
Interesting.
Ever.
Not by the label.
The label.
No.
Ever.
So now to spin that.
Yeah.
Is that our fault for sitting in that room in that meeting and going, yes, it does pop, fuck you, it's going out like that anyway? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think a lot of blame can come on us when you look back on it and think, oh, I could have done this differently. But I think there was a lot of manipulation.
Yes, the blame game also isn't the one, is it? It's just like...
And we had the thing of the manipulation went to so many levels that it was a thing of you're coming in to me telling me everything about what I've just pushed you into with this producer or whatever's wrong. But there's no disadvantages to you trying this, because if you do it my way, I'll make the budget disappear.
Right.
I'll do this, I'll do that, and then I'll be behind you. And look, it's taken what you've just done for me to fall back in love with you, and I'd fallen out of love. And all of these big levels of manipulation where you're like,
wow,
I can't see it any other way except for going. And we had it mad because we had independent radio pluggers, for example, that would sit down with us and say exactly what us are saying you love about this version and this song and this is exactly what Radio 1 love. Right. And then you had this label going, your radio plugger's wrong and the radio don't want this, and I'm
dude.
So we had the whole time, we just had this the whole time.
Just clashing the whole time.
Yeah, and the one thing was just
oh.
She just wanted to get on the mic. Oh, you okay, babe? Oh.
Oh.
You okay, babe?
Not dust.
Do you want a drink?
I know.
Not dust in your throat.
A little drink, or
You feel a bit sick when
maybe
we
give it a
talk about
treat.
serious things.
That's literally how the label made me feel.
I took my dog into a label meeting once.
Did you?
Little barrier.
Oh.
I read that like Tom Petty took when he was trying to negotiate getting his masters back.
Yeah.
Because he had a big battle over the Masters of Life down Torpedoes, one of the and he just went in with like a hat like pulled on his face and sat down, and then took a pocket knife out, opened the pocket knife and started like cleaning his nails, and everyone was like, right, then we probably should give him his masters.
I think I took him as a calming force, because dogs are calming, and I knew I was like, I just can't bother with this, and I was just joking the whole time, like, can't, some ridiculous thing. Some of the most ridiculous things are A&R's people, but you know what I've realised? Nobody knows.
No, nobody
knows. So I've got to look at them.
They're just trying to do their job.
They're just trying to do their job, and there's a guy above them, there's a guy above that guy.
Yeah.
And no, he's just suggesting it because if he suggests it and it works, hurrah. Yeah, if he didn't suggest it, then he's going to sit there. I don't know.
Only you know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's literally one person that knows. What's that Lorne Michaels quote? It's not his quote, but I saw it quoted on like something on TV. It basically says like, it's about showbiz, his quote, but it's the same with the music industry. When you get into it, you think the streets are paved with gold. Then when you get there, you realise they're not paved with gold. And then you realise you're going to be the person that has to pave them. So it's like those three things, like you get there and you're like...
That's brilliant.
They put you in with the biggest of the biggest, who you'll go down to, and within seconds you're just like, you are nowhere near as good as half the people I was at uni with.
Right.
Like it just becomes an instant realisation of like, oh no, there's no one here except me that's going to be able to get this right.
Right, and that realisation is tough but beautiful at the same time. And I think we came out of it alive, because there's a lot of people that don't come out of it alive. And
I'm always grateful for that when I think that we're still like going, because I just think it crushes so many bands to the point where they just think, oh, I can't do it without that support. So, and I just, and even if it's not that they've been crushed like creatively, they're just, like you said, mentally, they're just like just burnt out. I think we were completely burnt out by the end of it.
Yeah, but I think like if you were like you're obviously you're very talented as a musician.
Thank you, sir.
and with a musical ear, and just naturally gifted to be able to do all the stuff that you want to do. And I believe that we are as well. Like we've got the music thing down, and I think if that's where you are,
right,
then the label come and throw all this stuff at you. You'll bounce back at the end. Whereas I think like
because you've still got that when you come out.
And I think there are actually a lot of people, singers that have great ideas but actually need the support of the label and
that's when it's amazing. Imagine if you walk in and you're like, you've got an amazing voice and you look great and you've got loads of charisma and you could be a star, but you need a producer to get your sound right, you need a stylist to style you, and then you're like, yeah guys, you're nailing this, you're earning more than your money, like it's kind of...
And I just wish, I don't like to look back at regrets because it's a journey, right? And you wouldn't be here without that. But, I look back and I'm like, I wish I'd just gone in with an album, gone with the sound. Yeah. This is what I love. Thank you for your suggestions. They're great. but this is how we're going to do it. And I actually think they would appreciate that too.
I know.
And it just works.
Yeah, I feel like we argued as much as we could argue and caused as much trouble as we could. And then when there was no other way out, we gave in.
Yeah.
And then we argued again, then we gave in, and then we literally had, in my head, every battle we could have, we had. And I really believe that nothing could have, that route was never going to grow the band bigger than it did, no matter what. Like all of this,
you just
6 figures into the band was not gonna. That exact route was not. There's a limit when your fans, if you're there and fundamentally going, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, because me dragging lyrics over melodies over chords is the whole art of it all, and I want you to listen. And your whole audience that you're being marketed to, that's not even in their top 10 priorities. Right. It was never gonna. You're never gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, you know, you have people like, a great example, Mac DeMarco.
Oh, amazing! Yeah.
Pyramid stage sold out in Glastonbury, and you're like, wow, this dude has only ever done exactly what he wants to do.
Oh, man.
And this new album that he's promoting is just like, Here Comes the Cowboy. It's just him looping one 4-bar thing.
Is it? I need to listen to it.
Mesmeric. It's so unbelievably no moves, and he stood in Glastonbury Pyramid stage, shirt off, shorts pulled up to here, pouring a can of beer over his head or whatever.
Stop it.
Just walking around, and he's singing these songs.
Excellent.
Singing these songs with no more performance than they are on the record. So he's there just going, Here comes the car.
It's like he's in some small little venue with like 20 people.
And the drummer's there,
it's
and
amazing.
And they're all barely hitting it, but it sounds mind blowing, as good as the record. And then there's millions of people in Glastonbury, and he just doesn't care. And it's work, because the way that his team from the start have grown it is like, oh, you dig what he does, then you're...
This is it. I don't understand why they bring us in, because they dig what they do and then try and change what we do.
Exactly. It's like they will have grabbed you and they'll have grabbed us and said, we dig what you do, and so does this tiny pocket of people, but let's make it appeal to this giant amount of people, when in actual fact, like, that tiny pocket of people can be a giant, can be a big lifelong sustaining audience, you know, which could wind up making you $50,000 even on streaming a month by just growing that audience, as long as you have control over that. But it's too risky a strategy, I guess, isn't it? It's
definitely for them. We're all about risk. I think since we started music, it's just risk. Everything was just a risk for us.
Yeah, and I think now as well, I think there's no we feel like there's no risk in our plan. So like, we're going to tour studios. There's no booking agent. There's no one else booked it except me calling the studios and going, do you rent out to bands? What's the layout of the studio? What's the cap? What can we do? How can we hire for? Okay, guys, this is how much we're charging for tickets. This is how many people we're going to charge the tickets to. Yeah. And this is the hire fee. And this is how much it costs us to be on the road. It's like, and then you sit down with a whole tour, and worst case scenario, you almost have to within the space of like 50 quid exactly to the penny how much you're going to make it. Everyone's like, oh, you're touring studios to small amounts of people for high ticket prices. Yeah. Oh, that's risky. It's like, there's no risk.
There's no risk. There's no risk.
There's no risk, because we worked it all out.
Worked it out, and it's going to be a wonderful evening of music for your fans. Oh, that's amazing. Let's pivot. You said uni. We went to uni.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah. We played music together. We how is it staying in Liverpool, around Lipa? Have you been in to Lipa? Do you still see the crowds? Has it all changed? Because being back here today, I'm like, the only bar that I used to play is Hannah's that's still there. Bumpers changed, magnets changed. Yeah. The living magnet.
Well, we're not, well, there is a local scene, but we were never pre-signing the deal or now really a part of that scene. No. Okay. I mean, we're kind of, I personally don't have any interest in I have interest in working with people on that scene, but being a part of that scene, playing on it, recording within it, doing all that stuff like that outside. Especially Lipa, I think I've been there 3 times since I left in 2009.
Yeah. We've met a few, there's a couple of people who are like there now who you see around playing and stuff. But we barely really hear much about it.
Cool.
I don't know if that's just because we're out of the student loop.
I was driving through seeing students going, You look so young. I
Oh my
thought I was
gosh.
so old.
They're 12.
Like 12.
They're all 12 and 13.
I thought it was Danny Big Bollocks going to Liverpool.
Oh my god! I thought I was like. Ugh.
But you used the place the way that we did, in the sense that like the only time I ever saw you in Lipper.
Yeah.
Obviously we were in different years, but you would know when people were like in the Lipper social thing, doing all this stuff related to Lipper, doing like they were Lipper.
Yeah.
And then you knew the people that were just like rinsing the hell out of every moment of playing that they could do, and that was the only time that you'll have seen me, was either in a rehearsal room or on a stage. Because essentially, like it was just as many bands as you could get in, 10 hours a day playing.
Yeah.
Just like
I was in so many bands, and it was great.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Studios.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, why are you booked on a graveyard shift 12 to 12 in the studio again? Like, what are you doing?
I used to love those.
Whatever it was, you just go
Coming
in.
out at 8 o'clock in the morning being like...
Seagulls are out.
Yeah, the wind blows straight through you, you just like, kill me. But it was just, that's what I think every single person who's gotten to the place where we are, where we've still got jobs in the music industry.
Right.
They saw it and just like, let's just rinse this place and try and leave here like relatively knowing what we're doing.
Yes. I can't believe.
I loved Lipper.
It was a great time.
Because of that, because you could do so much. Like, I'd speak to my other friends who were at different unis, and they'd be like, yeah, went in for like an hour this week, and went out when I had like an amazing night out, and I'm like, oh, I had like an amazing rehearsal, or I was in a writing room for like 6 hours by myself. It was this, and it's just I don't know. It was a different experience to any other uni.
Absolutely, because I went to Liverpool Uni for the first year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I
Did you get like poached or something?
Well,
Did you get headhunted?
No.
that was the rumour.
Hey, you look like you should come to Liverpool. No, I auditioned for it because I was going to Leeds Uni to do music, right?
Okay.
With my girlfriend at the time. And we
Right.
got halls together.
Oh my
we planned our
God.
lives together. And then Wes, do you remember Wes?
Yeah.
He calls me going, dude, I know. Oh, and I did an audition for Lipper in front of Tim something.
Tim Pike?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd played a bloody paradiddle right or something. I don't know. I got a rejection letter. So I was like,
God.
all right, I'm going to Leeds. And then Wes calls me and goes, dude, just crazy idea. My mum's just like hooked me up with a flat on Percy Street. There's a second bedroom. Why don't you come to Liverpool Uni and apply for Lipper next year? And I was like, all right, fuck it.
Oh my god, thank you, Wes.
I know it is.
Jeez
That
Louise,
conversation to
changed your
my
life.
girlfriend, I was like, you know that life we planned?
And did she not move here then?
No, she went to Leeds. We lasted about 6 months, and then uni happened. I know, she was wonderful. But I came to Liverpool Uni, messed around for a year, met Greta
Yeah.
at Liverpool Uni,
Yeah.
and then re-auditioned. No, I didn't re-audition. In that year, because I knew Wes, I played in more Lipper showcases than a drummer in Lipper.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I was outside. I played for like Scarlet and somewhat Africa and all these people, and then I played for a play or something. And the Lipper bar, we were having a few beers, and they come up to me and he goes, "We sent you the wrong letter. We should have sent you an acceptance, not rejection. It must have been the admin."
What?
And I was
Are
like,
you kidding me?
I was like, what? Oh god.
Yeah.
And apparently Adam Vini was in the audience at one of the showcases and was like, you should have let this guy in. And apparently, I think they're just tail between the legs. Were like, let's just get the guy. So they just said, just past your first year in Liverpool Uni, and we'll let you into second year Lipper.
Second year, yeah.
But in first year, I'd met Greta and they'd done picture books. So I got into second year Lipper, and I was like, I don't fuck about this place. You guys are jokers, because I don't know.
And you were with your bro and all like that, so it's like you had your own.
I had my own crew already, and I was doing the gigs, so I failed second year.
Wow.
So then they were like, you need to just redo 2 essays and then finish third year. So I just messed around and then.
Because you were in my year.
I don't know whose
but
year.
we barely saw you.
I don't know whose year I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did the showcase and got first.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Sailed through, I'd say.
I don't know how it happened, but it was.
Well, it was because you were so good.
It was a wicked
Because
time.
you deserved it first.
Those showcases were fun though, man.
They
Yeah, they were,
great.
yeah.
Fun.
And also, like, there was, you just realised, I played with a girl called Anna Greta, who was like a older older than us, maybe like in her late 30s, and she had, or mid 30s, and she had a little kid that she brought over here, and like a little flat on Rodney Street, and she was like the sweetest girl ever, and she had like a double bass, and her songs were like lullabies, but just beautiful. And I played like mandolin and guitar in it.
Great.
And she'd rehearse early in the morning because she had stuff that she would do in the day, that she had to do in the day with her kid and that. So it's still wrong, isn't it? So I'd be sat there at 9 a.m, and with this band like sat round in a little rehearsal room, like this guitar and just this setup that I knew so well and so intricately, playing these like little like lullabies, like with Ollie on the drums, I played everything with Ollie. It was like just mind blowing, incredible drummer. So just like everyone and then I'd finish that at 10:30, these like lullabies, and just like walk out just like
zen.
Just like oh my god, this is it. And then that stuff was the stuff. Like, so it's like people would be like, there's essays, it's just like I just don't. And there was like a moment I did pop dip because my school didn't run. I did physics first, cause a bit of a physics quantum mechanics degree.
No way.
Before, and then dropped out, and then took the rest of the year out because my school didn't run it, and my college didn't run music, so I didn't have GCSE or A level. And then I applied so late that they were like, it was 8 weeks after the UCAS thing, and they were like, look, we can't actually even physically put you on a course here, but we really want you here, so can we put you on pop dip? We'll put you on. So they put me on pop dip. So I did pop dip, and which is like a year zero kind of thing. Yeah. And that's where like Ollie and Gaz, and still like all the like Gaz is the bass still, but that's still all the best musicians that I've probably ever known.
Wow.
Save obviously Ross, who's in our band now, but like the best musicians I've ever known were all in that year together.
I love that.
And we had a moment in that one where we had this like a little guy called Faris. I don't know if you met Faris. He had like a little cart and a thing to pull him along because he was like heavily disabled.
No, I don't know.
He was tiny little guy.
Yeah.
The sweetest guy in the world. He spoke great English, but he was from some like a little African town somewhere.
Okay.
And he was super talented, so people got to know about him, and Lipper flew out there and auditioned him, which is one of the amazing things about Lipper, is they go around the world. And he wound up in Liverpool, and I remember like going to his flat and seeing all the tin cans laid out all over the floor and stuff because he was so small that all of his surfaces were all low and stuff, and it was incredible. But he was in my class and he kept himself to himself loads musically, and we had this thing called music arrangement, and where somebody in the class picks a song and the whole rest of the class, no matter what they play, have to all play it.
Just go in, yeah.
They all have to play it, and you have to arrange it knowing the instruments in the class, and you have to conduct it. But you can play whatever you want in it, or lead it, or do it. And he was a singer, and he said, "Oh, I want to do No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley," and we were like, incredible tune, obviously. Like, okay, great. Guitar all set up. Gone out on Thursday night and got slammed just like we used to do on Thursday night. Absolutely rank on Friday morning. We went. I don't know. I think we went to. I think he started off in the flute with those that £5
for a bottle of wine.
Yeah. So we
glugged that by the bottle.
Just glug. It was like it was the first drink was that £5 bottle of wine, weren't it? It was like first drink.
Imagine doing that now.
Yeah. Anyway, we'd gone out and got slammed. It's a long and boring story, but
no, I like it.
Gone out and got absolutely slammed. So everyone was like super
fragile,
hungover, but no one would miss arrangement. PMD, a guy called Paul Mitchell Davidson, who's an absolute like arranger for the BBC Philharmonic and stuff.
Sick.
He run it, so we would never miss his class. We were all like, we'd never miss class. So we're all there like hungover, like shaking.
Frail humans.
No one knows anything about Faris except he's a lovely little guy who's and then he's there with his mic and so like, okay, let's all have a run through. So we're all doing all the little lines and everything, because there's like loads of, Nick Smith was in my class, like loads of great players. Okay, sick. Everyone's there, everyone's like, okay, we can all play it. Faris is singing this one, like and we're all just in this room, all playing this tune. It's like it's cool. And then this little guy with a little tiny like, I remember when we used to sing. Oh, and literally, I was like, oh my god, like this voice. It's like incredible voice, like literally like Bob Marley was in the room, and I was like looking at me guitar, just like going. Already
fragile from the hangover, like, am I about to cry?
I was like, holy shit. And then I literally looked up and like just all guys and girls, just everybody like trying to play their instruments. Like Ollie's like literally looking at the floor.
Aww.
Like no one, like I'm getting
Seriously?
super emotional even talking about it now. But like that was one of the things like halfway through Pop Dip where I was just like,
oh man,
holy shit,
that's beautiful.
This is it.
Music.
This is the thing. This is the like. It's like
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
What's he doing now?
No idea. He was in graduation and everything, and he came up on stage and everyone like gave him a big round of applause and everything. But he, I think he must have went home after Pop Dip. He wasn't here to like carry on.
Oh, when you hear one of those voices, this grabs you.
I want to find him.
And just from somebody that was clearly so, the difficulties that he'd faced in his life that we had not faced, even though we probably thought, oh, I'm from a hard estate and I've had the difficulties he'd faced had stripped that like ego and front and everything away to the point where we just didn't even know even what he did, and we're all there just like, yeah, I've seen this new stuff that I'm doing on my guitar now, yeah, I'm into this big jazz thing. And so then you've waited 9 months to be like, what does this little guy even do? It's his turn to do arrangements, and then you start singing and you're just like, oh man, shit.
That's a big thing that I'm really interested in with it, is ego in music. And just trying to strip it away, because I think more ego equals more problems.
Yeah.
More money, more problems.
Yeah.
More ego, more problems.
Yeah.
And I just think, because when I hear your music, I don't hear ego, I hear honesty. And I don't know, there's a lot of music that's ego fueled, but then I feel like it might have to.
Yeah, I think to be those big stars,
You gotta put that.
you've got to have the ego.
Yeah.
I think to make music you've got to.
You gotta have an ego to make
an
it.
ego to be in music, but it's the vanity that it can lead to, isn't it?
Vanity, that's it.
It's like vanity. It's like not letting yourself say stuff that you actually want to say. Yeah, and that loop. That loop's quite bad in the pressure of the major label thing, isn't it? Because you've already preempted how it's going to make you look before it like comes back, which is just like so crazy. It could be like, because you can have conversations where you're like that in a conversation, can't you? Where you essentially like, you're thinking about what you're going to say before you even say it.
Yeah, dude.
Which I very, very rarely do in a normal convo.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're in that situation, you know something's not right.
Yeah.
It happens so much.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to strip back all ego from my music. But it's tough because, like you say, it comes from ego. But when I see someone like my dad's career, his biggest songs were vain as they could be. I'm a Wonderful Thing, baby.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, the difference in that is,
Well, I think essentially like there's nothing, like, it means absolutely everything to you.
Yes.
And in the grand scheme of things, if you can just hold on to the fact that it's actually not that important. I mean, it's of zero importance except
that's what I'm saying
to you. But then other people will relate to it. Like you write a song like We've Got Emily, which is about depression. You'll have hundreds of people going like, "Wow, that talks to me in this certain way," and what that did for them becomes the importance of the song.
Yeah.
But the song was already that important to you before it did that to them, which is kind of a little bit damaging, which is kind of that's where you've got to try and limit, I think, the damage, because it's like, it's so important to me, it's absolutely everything, to the point where like, if I fail to say what I want to say, or I've had like a day where I just can't get it together, it really makes me feel like half a person,
right?
And it's so unimportant as a job, really, when it comes to actually like the grand scheme of humanity.
And taking life that seriously, it's detrimental. But then it's also it's
finding the balance.
It's finding that balance, man.
And I would come home I'd be in the studio and I'd had 30 phone calls that day, and the last phone call they'd be like, "Oh, by the way, so how's it gone in the studio?" And I'm like, "Dude, you called me so many times that I haven't done anything in the studio." And I'd be so worked up and I'd be so like, I can't do this. But one, with all of this money in the bank, because they give me more money than more money than we could ever have dreamed of as musicians. So the money was there and the stability was there. And we were just in a giant studio making music. And I'd be so worked up and I'd be so like, this is the worst day. And I'd call me dad at like dinner time and he'd be like, I'm just hello son, how's it going in the studio? I'm like, it's great dad, it's sound, I'm having a bit of a rough day kind of thing. He was like, and be like, oh yeah, sound, I'm having a great day. I'd be like, how come? He's like, because I'm working by this chippy that I'm working by this chippy that I love, so we're having like I'm having like half rice off chips to the chippy. I'd be like, oh yeah, great. He's like, because I've been on the roof. I've been out on the roof since
in like snow.
Yeah.
I've been out on the roof with that Mersey on the very front of the Mersey being battered by the wind since like 6:30 this morning. You know, like the carpal tunnel, because he's got carpal tunnel in his hands.
Oh, shit.
Having to use the slate hammer and stuff with the carpal tunnel and stuff in my hands. It's like, but I've got some chips. I'm sat in the van now, listening to Radio 2, and so like I'm having a great day. And I've been like just stood in the studio, in Park Street studio, this giant in front of this 84 channel Neve desk, just like.
You lose that perspective so quickly.
Lose it, man.
In that world that it's just
how messed up is that though?
It is the self-importance.
How messed up is that?
That happens to everyone. It's not just musicians. I think it's
a
everyone.
big learning curve though. You go through that, and then the perspective comes back, and then you know never to lose it again.
Yes.
And you try to never lose it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's pivot. I want to know if there's ever been a song that you've heard and gone that has such similar flavors. Not I wish I'd wrote it, but more like, oh, that they're on the same musical frequency as me. Has there ever been? Have you listened to the radio or Spotify and gone, they've got similar flavors to me?
Yeah.
Is there a band that comes to mind or a song?
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it from the. I get it from this whole when it's got this complete 360 whole thing where it's like the musicality of it's being pushed to the exact amount where everyone who hears it will hear every device, where it's like, oh, that's why you did that chord and that's why you did that melody and that's why you paired it up with the way the lyrics like break there and the way, and some things have just got it. And all of the songs that do that to me are kind of like God Only Knows by like Beach Boys.
Nice.
And it'll never be anything that's beyond 3.5 minutes. It'll always be a straight up succinct pop song, because one of the big anchors of it will have fallen away once it goes self-indulgent enough to be like, you didn't do the exact pop thing, which I just want the Motown / Beatles / I want the pop thing. And it's dangerous to say the word pop, because
it's got negative, but it's not. It just means popular.
It just means a bunch of people locked onto a formula back in the day, which was like, if we hit them here with this and do that, it doesn't have to limit anything musically, anything lyrically, anything descriptively, but it just hits everyone in the feels and gets that. So it's all of those. There's so many songs that I go like, oh man, it aches because I wish I'd wrote like nothing.
Tickles all your pickles.
Nothing compares.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, Prince, Nothing Compares.
Yes, that tune. Outrageous. You said something before. You said where only the chords are used. Or something that becomes not self-indulgent. I will never forget being in the doing the vitamin C remix that we did. And I had this jazzy chord. Mac's like, mate, take that chord out. I was like, okay. But I was like, it was great because you're like, it's unnecessary. And I was like, it is. It was just me going, here's a jazzy chord.
Yeah.
I had no emotional attachment to that chord. Yeah. And I just love the fact that you went, I love what you've done, it's great. Don't need that chord. And I was like, no, we don't actually need that chord. I'll never forget that.
Because there's moments where that jazzy chord will be the exact thing to make you go, oh, like there's this amazing song called The Curtain Falls, this really old thing, this really old like crooner song by I forget who it is.
We always forget his name, don't we?
Yeah, it's one of those guys, and it's like they have torn down these dusty walls, and there's like there's this like big like thing, or like if you those like things that we love, like those like sharp 11s that like go against them, like there's an actual place for them. Because they make me feel like almost put like synesthetically a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of emotions that make me go like, oh, intrigue, bit of heartbreak, bit of like in Vitamin C, like, I'm gonna be your Vitamin C, bomb, and the 4 chord underneath there, when it just breaks on the 4, is a thing of like, I've said to you in this whole song, you're having a rough day, and I'm gonna be here for you. And that 4 chord, C, bomb, underneath that thing is like, that agreed with the emotion of just like, this is the warmth of I'm going to be here. This is what a 4 chord
That's
breaks
what it
underneath.
feels
and
like.
you just reharmed that and did like a tritone substitution or something. It's like, that's amazing and it's lovely and it's super cool.
But you don't
it
get the
doesn't
emotion.
agree with the emotion here.
Exactly. Which goes back to your point. If you can tick the box of what am I trying to say in this song, and do I tick that box? Boom.
Yeah.
You know, you just do what you need to do.
And it all should be that. But there is that's very multifaceted. Is it like you know, is the, you know, if a hi-hat's like dun dun dun, is the space that hi-hat's only an eighth note like a eighth note or a quarter note hi-hat as opposed to like 16
is it?
Is that space adding to the emotion of what you're singing about there? Like, is an actual real thing? And when was the last time that anybody you know went related the hi-hat pattern to like the emotion of what's being sung underneath? But it's so unbelievably important because like imagine like underneath like Stand By Me. But like
that's it.
When the night all you want it to be like is when the night, and that tail of the reverb and like Benny King's voice and does this when the night just chopped up just in that one place.
Nice.
That was where they subdivided it. Like that's it. That's the end. Like
that's beautiful.
And that rolls on forever for me.
Are you conscious with that when you're writing then? Are you very conscious, or is it more production?
I think you are.
I am. Yeah.
Mike definitely is. I don't think about those things because I don't produce the records.
What are the roles in the writing? I'm quite interested in.
For this album, we just it's just very like authentic and natural, and we just sit down with a guitar or a piano and just write the song. And then for this album, not with the last one, but for this one, we made sure all the songs were written before we started doing anything.
Perfect. Before you took it in there, because
before we took it in there,
you can get excited.
We finished the album like writing wise before we took
voice
it in.
notes of it all.
You can get excited halfway through a song and you go, I'm gonna go in there, and then the lyrics will suffer from that. And I did that for 2 years of my life, and it's funny you say that. I just went to Sweden for 3 weeks and wrote songs. I just took a keyboard and my voice notes, sang blah blah blah, and then I haven't produced them yet, but I'm really excited. I'm leaving them for a couple of weeks, and then I'm gonna go in. And
Dario, what time's your car on to?
Oh, oops, we got time. Like 3:30.
Oh, is it? Okay.
On that note, I need to wee.
All right, mate.
2-minute break.
You know, because obviously I do a lot of co-writing as you probably do with other artists.
Yes,
And there's a lot of people that are a lot more experienced than I am at the more top-liney type of writing. And it's just a part. Like literally, there's no connection between like harmony. There's very little connection between harmony and actual like content. Like it's just not even like, it's like, for example, like God Only Knows is the perfect example because like it's like not a love song. Like the opening line is I may not always love you. People have it as their first dance. Rich Sammy, for example. But it's like I may not always love you. Boom, boom, boom. This big it's like it's I always love you. This big second chord is this big like fighting chord, and then this big rundown as long as there, and it's like, wow. He just told us right there that he just painted it with harmony that this isn't the, and then it's like you never you're so sure about it, like you never have to doubt it, I'll make you so sure about it, so cynical, like I'll convince you that I love you either way, and then it just breaks to God only knows what I'd be without you, and then you're like and so that just becomes this new message of like it's this big break. But God only knows what I'd be without you. So pathetic. It's like, I might not always love you, but God only knows as a man what I'd be if you weren't in my life. It's nothing to do with like love or sentimentality. It's just like, I'd probably fall apart without you, so I'll just convince you to love you whether I love you or not.
Brilliant.
But like and to me, the song paints that so incredibly well that I'm like, anybody that ever said to me in a million years like, oh, Brian Wilson, you know, he's a bit of a genius, I'm just like, dude, you've got no idea. To me, that's just like next levels. You know, like you know, like nothing compares. It's like down, 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 down. Like as this big giant like baroque reset of like it's just like at the end of a little passage of saying, oh, this is how I feel that you're gone, and then just this boom, 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 boom. It's like no one thinks like that at all anymore, which is like a lot of people still do.
Yes, and I think we have to find them. I think they're not being.
I think they're the people who don't want to be on social media and.
Right. Oh, that's the next question. Do you think it's essential for an artist to have social media?
It is for us because we are not doing even paid PR or anything now. So like we're actually.
So that's your form of. You ever thought about doing an app where you could stream the songs from?
That'd be incredible as well, yeah. That would be incredible.
Because I was talking to my sisters who are like 16, 17, they're like, all cool artists have apps. I was like, really?
What? I didn't even know that.
I felt so
old. Oh
old.
my god, you can do like first-hand research with your sisters.
And another thing, I don't want to give this away early, but in fact, but there's another, I was looking at like formats for the next time round that we do it.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that you can do, which is pretty crazy, where like you sell a vinyl, you can work the costs in. Say you were to sell a vinyl, and you get the vinyl, in the case of the vinyl, or in the case of a CD or anything that you sell, or even if it's just the thing itself, you can put like a tiny watch battery that lasts a year, Bluetooth completely sealed chip that just gives off a Bluetooth signal, and you can just, and the Bluetooth's like USB storage, and you can just essentially like tap into the case of the vinyl on your phone and just be like, oh, I'm just streaming from my vinyl case.
That is so cool.
Sick.
Yeah,
that's like my tile. I've got a little tile in my.
It's like a tile. So it's just a thing where it's like you can sell the album that way as well. Like just they've just got a thing that just looks like your album cover.
Wait, that's fucking genius.
Yeah, and it's just that's the thing. You can stream from that. You can download from it as well if you want, but because it only lasts a year. But
I really like.
There's that thing as well. There's loads of ways.
Yeah, I think
social media.
I just think the social media thing is like, it is what it is. Like it's essential in terms of like it's a platform where a lot of your fans will go to get, but I just think it's not the way people use it is changing. Like in terms of the way artists use it, I think more mystery is actually better now.
Okay.
Because it makes people more intrigued, and it makes people more just come back for more. I think that people used to think that like giving people more made people come back for more, but what we've found is giving away less, as in like the mystery surrounding us and our day-to-day lives and all this stuff, giving away less of that does actually mean people come back more, because when we do give away a little bit,
right,
like, ooh.
Because the album and the album and the live gig are the two things that you actually want to say to those fans.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think the weird thing is as well is that I have always never. I got rid of like Facebook and stuff like 5-6 years ago when we got married and stuff, and we don't have I don't have any personal socials. I only do the band's.
Yeah.
And the way that we run the band is this weird thing of like. So if you look at our Instagram, it's like a giant gallery. So it's all visually what we want to put out. Or it's related to news with the band, or it's related to things in our life that you would want to put out in relation to the music you're making.
Always to the music.
To the music. It can be the most deeply personal thing. Like, I've just had a really rough day in the studio, and the one thing that's helped me is Evelyn sat me down and cook me a meal, and we spoke together and done this, and then I might put a post up about Ev and say like, this is the whole reason why I'm even doing this thing is our relationship and us being together.
Yeah.
But that's not in the way of like, I don't want the world's feedback on that. Yeah. I don't. That is just, this is how it applies to us as a band.
Us as a band.
So it's always that. It's never venting. It's never any of that stuff that people do.
I find the question is, if you take social media away from that person or that band, do they still exist?
Yeah.
And I think that you would. But there's a lot of people out there now that if you took it away, they'd go,
oh yeah,
that was it. That's all I had.
That's the thing.
And that's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
You're taking away something that doesn't even exist.
I know.
The thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But then I've got to say thank you to Facebook, because my Sweet Disposition video went wild on that.
Yeah.
And then this happened, but I think if you took, because I've deleted Instagram, Facebook, all off my phone, because I saw a story yesterday, and last week I was in the studio trying to write, and just sent me into a little spiral. And I was like, didn't need that. Why did I look at that?
Exactly.
So it's a way, but I'll probably download it again in a bit, because when my album comes out on Friday, I'll probably download it again, see what's going on. But I think it's moderation, isn't it?
It's moderation. It's also it's the thing of like, if it's something that is essential for you as an artist, then there's something wrong there, because it's like there's so many other more important things that should be essential.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good tool, but it shouldn't be what you basically
we use it like a blog in a way.
Perfect.
Almost like.
And I'm sure we would grow more if we did certain moves.
We would, yeah.
But those certain moves would grow us because someone thought that was funny or cool on Instagram, but not growing us because of the music, which is pointless.
And I think our fans are aware that they're being drip. That our fans are aware that they're drip fed.
Cool.
You know, our fans are aware that what they get is doctored to be about the stuff that we want to put out. All we want to tell you about this record is it's finished and we're going to Nashville to work on it. They're the two bits of information. Might be accompanied with a little leak of the music and a little video that kind of paints some of the visuals, whatever. Yeah. But the fans are aware it's drip fed, and we are fully aware that the way that we would expand. I mean, we've been going for what, four years now as a band, and we've got like 10,000 Instagram followers, 25,000 Facebook. We don't have huge numbers at all, but we became fully aware that like the way that a lot of people in our area of like the way we make music and stuff have grown is by doing the like. It's not drip fed, it's regular, and it's very, very honest, and it's very untouched, and it's very like, we realise that the way that you would grow is all of these just super honest, and like, wow, you can check in and just see what Clean Cut Kid's doing all the time. And I personally like made the conscious thing of being like, I don't want it to be that. I want like the real life me to be the only honest version. And the thing online is our shop front almost.
That's exactly what I wanted.
You don't feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, I wanted right. And if you don't feel comfortable, it's not going to bring happiness. Do things in your life that bring happiness, and that's what I wanted to ask about the name Clean Cut Kid. And it, like you just said, it's the shop front, and then there's YouTube behind it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people out there with their names as their artists. Yeah. And I wonder if they feel more vulnerable because they're going this structure, or do you feel a little bit protected that there's the wall and then you, or do you still see?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, there's areas of the social thing and the musical thing that set you free and back you into a wall. Yeah. And where I more than anybody, but now both of us, because we do the majority of it's co-written. Yeah. We've done that purposefully with the music, in the sense that like, I don't think that I could ever write a tune and think this was an incredible tune, perfect musically, was represented the band amazingly, everybody loves it, it's got everything. Oh, by the way, it didn't actually happen to me. I just wrote it non-personally. It wouldn't ever come out as a Clean Cut Kid track anymore. So the way that musically we've backed ourselves into the wall, I don't want to do that with social media as well. So social media doesn't have to be a thing of like, wow, Clean Cut Kid are having a really rough time of this, of that, of this. It doesn't tell the world how we're actually doing. Nice. As people, it just tells the world, this is what's coming next from the band, and this is where we are as people. And then the music does the opposite of like, every fan is listening. I want all of my close friends and family and fans to hear a song and instantly, even though I won't answer them and I don't really care to, I want them to be like, oh, you know, in that song, the way you said like, who's that about? I want people to actually like, because to be like, there's no way that Clean Cut Kid as a pair would ever put their songwriting out if it didn't happen to them.
Nice.
So like, I don't want socials to be that as well, whereas like, that's the way you do grow on socials. Like if you were to basically like flip yours on its head to be like, you know, yours is like that, yours is like a tour diary, and it's a bit of a shop front, and it's a bit of a like, this is what I do creatively. If you were to flip it on its head, so it was a kind of like, we definitely should check in every day, because like every 2 weeks he posts up a music industry car crash about he's feeling this and feeling. Yeah. I think if you did that more, you would grow more. Yeah. And both of us would, but I don't think either of us really wanted that. Like,
not at all, because it used to be a lot more personal when I started, because that's what was kind of told.
Yeah,
you know?
and also it was different when we all were doing it. At
Exactly,
the start.
and I've just pulled back a bit now, and it's like what's on Instagram is what I want to show you, and I do feel a bit of protection. I'm like, okay, I need to have myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There's something. Because that's it. If I was this and you took Instagram away, then maybe I would feel a bit less.
Don't you think there was a thing though where it went, social media went mad? I mean, this is all that big. This is only all probably a 6-7 year arc. I'm not talking. This is very recent.
Very recently.
Instagram, Facebook, and all that shit happens, and everyone goes super duper filtered, super cropped, super.
Yeah.
Everyone looks incredible. Everyone puts out their best life. Oh, I just climbed to the top of a mountain today. You know what I mean? That happens.
Drove to the top of the mountain.
Yeah. And then the whole world gets depressed from seeing that, and everyone gets FOMO, and all this stuff happens, and everyone starts going, okay, guys, like, let's both sides hold our hands up and go, this isn't quite real what we're all putting out, and everyone knows it's not, so we're all in on the thing of like, that's not your life, and this is like, you know, this is not quite, okay, we're all in on it. And then it goes the complete opposite for a few years, where it's like no filters, all the kids posting, it's super blurred. It's like, what even is this picture? Like, it goes to be the most honest thing.
Yeah.
And then it's gone through another level of Renaissance in the last like year, where everyone's like, the unfiltered things are just bollocks, because whatever you post up is still what you want to show the world, no matter what.
No matter what.
So that's where I just like, I'd always just held the thing from the start to like,
great.
Only post things up that you're like musically or artistically proud of. Even if you make an album cover and you think, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Post that up. It like.
Yeah.
Don't try and make it something that it's not. Just have it as what it is, or don't have it.
I know.
You want to be a 70s-esque throwback band because all your favourite music's late 60s, 70s. Put the 70s filter on everything, like make it look.
Because that's what you want.
Because that's what you want and that's what you like the look of, and you might be doing that digitally. It's well more cynical to have to second and third guess it. Just be like, this looks great, and I think it's gone back round again now to being like, for some people, and for some people it's just like, oh no, that I'm getting this guy warts and all. You just never are. You just never are.
We're gonna go into a strange place. Do you do TikTok? Have you heard of TikTok as well?
We haven't done TikTok yet because I just don't know what we'd do.
Honestly, I go on there and I'm like,
although I'm fascinated by it again, but
it's mind blowing. Yeah.
Is it?
Again, my sister.
Can you see yourself going onto it? Is Youngr on there?
I think someone's tried to put me on there. I haven't got an account.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's just one more thing I don't want to think about.
I know.
I don't want to think about. Apparently, you can like break songs up. You can.
Yeah, because there was loads of songs that charted because of TikTok.
Yeah, like the Lil Nas thing.
Yeah.
And stuff. But it's like then you try and get they try to push my song Superman to the influencers on TikTok to try and do like a 15-second thing on there. God. And I was like, I'll have no part of this, but you can go and do that. You just go, and it didn't take off because it's not the right song, it's not the right world. It really works with that hip hop and like the dance and the really like EDM-y things.
Yeah.
And I just instead of trying to fit in with it and trying to add another social media platform in, I just put my hands up and be like, I don't care. Maybe my golden tip probably isn't on.
Maybe not.
TikTok.
Maybe
well, it's like. Have you ever, like, this is proper, like, caveman shit, but, like, do you ever ask yourself, like, if it's a label didn't ask ourselves from it, like, she hates me talking.
No, she doesn't. She's looking up at you with absolute love.
I know, but she
likes the vibration.
She hates my, like, raised voice because I talk to her, like, whispery, so when I'm, like, raising my voice.
She gets banged.
Yeah. Here's a mad one. It's like, and it'd be so good for just anybody. Like, what do they want? So there's the people that don't get you, but they think, yeah, this is great for a jam because it feels so good and it's great and it's like awesome. And I've checked out the guy and he's got a big smile on his face and he's super talented. He plays all these instruments and it's like, but still don't quite get it, but it's just easily on the periphery.
Right.
The people that do get it and are just like, this guy is trying to like put everything that he's ever felt good about, everything that I've ever heard and felt good about, or felt something about, good, bad, whatever, into his talents that he's already got and put that to the forefront, whether it's live or recorded. Like the people that totally get that,
right?
Like, why? like what do they actually get out of it? Because I think we've flipped our position so much that for me, I'm basically like, our fans are waiting for like, you know, the songs on Painwave like Jason, when it's about me, a friend from school who like died, and all I can remember of him is just being bullied like hell away from school.
Yeah.
And there's these stuff, and all of we flipped our positioning, and people are like waiting for a Clean Cut Kid record to be like, no, I want to get deep into the emotions and put a song on and be like,
okay.
Oh man, like, yeah, it is quite mad, this relationship with my parents, and it is like, and they want like a little emotional half an hour to get into the record.
Nice, yeah.
And that's what we've managed to flip around since
Right.
album 1. So I think that our real fans, that's what they want. They want to hear lines that are like,
That's
my god, you're right, like with Emily, like the whole day, and don't let anybody tell you it's a rough patch, and then like everyone's like, everyone is depressed, like it's not a rough patch, lyric. I'm actually ill.
Yes.
Like it's like this thing, and like those lines, that's what our fans are waiting for now. So I know.
I love that.
That's a mad thing. It's like, what do my fans actually want?
That's great, man. You've got to a point now where you know that, and it's conscious.
Yeah.
It's a conscious choice. That's great.
And they want to believe that I love Ev as much as I always say that I do.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely, like, she is like my whole like world, like she's like my whole universe. I'm open about the thing of like, I am an old school.
Yeah.
I can't survive at all without. Do you know what I mean? I'm not embarrassed to say like like Ev's like my absolute everything, beyond my equal, my favourite person in the whole world, and we do this thing together.
Love that.
And I know, okay, the fans really want that, so we write a song about each other and we say the stuff the fans are like,
love it.
maybe this is a little bit of thing that isn't this cynical, gamey.
Yeah.
Maybe this is not Tinder world vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I know the fans want that. Like, I know what they want, and to some extent, that's when it's a thing of like, oh my god, like me looking like this when I'm like overweight and I've got a beard. Like, do you know what I mean? But I used to be in well better shape and didn't have a beard and used to look better and be well more appealing. I genuinely don't think. I think that a load of people would maybe look at the band more and be like, oh, that lead singer looks great.
Okay.
But they're still not our fans. They're not people that would be into it for the fans. I know that if I was 3 times the size that I am now, it wouldn't change what those. It wouldn't change what those fans really. But if your if an actual general big thing of the core of your fan base is like, one of the reasons why this makes you feel great is like, the guy just looks so great when he's doing it, because you're a great looking guy, and you're a great performer. And it was always part of the thing when we played in bands together that I'd be like, put Dario at the front, he dresses so sharp,
biggest smile in the world,
biggest smile. So we watch him smile and we smile, and he's performing as he plays, but also it's super impressive because it's super kick-ass, because it's really in time and his rhythm is great and the way he plays and all of that stuff. If that's part of your thing, then that should be wholeheartedly part of your thing. Right. Where it's just like
100%.
Where it
100%.
It's not embarrassing that like half of your fans basically like, not half of them, but there's going to be a big proportion that's like, he just looks so great when he does it.
Yeah, energy.
I don't. I look like a mess when I do it. But the fans don't care.
The fans don't care.
They don't care.
It's just recognising who's liking what they love, what's the core of what you do that they're picking up on. That's one of the reasons why I cut my hair, because it was huge before, and I was like, there must be some people out there that just like me because I've got long hair. So I was like, I'll shave it off, see what happens. Shaved it off right back to when I used to have it short, and there was some people in the comments, can't believe you cut your hair. Oh my god. Fair enough, but it was fun. It was fun to do because I started to become like a caricature of myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like the silhouette was the logo, to the point that I was like, people were like, you can't cut your hair. I was like, I can.
You can do what you want.
Do what I want, surely. So it was more of a. But when I cut it off, I genuinely missed it. I was like, I missed my curls. Yeah, when it was on stage thing, and I used to just like have it as like a thing.
Yeah.
When I had short hair, I was like, oh, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might never cut it again. Pals in the hair.
Yeah.
So I want to know if there's a demo of yours that you've written, that you've always wanted to release and it's never been released for some reason. And why it's not been released.
There's a song off the last album, off Painwave, that never made it, which was the first song that we recorded, called Deep Rest.
Deep Rest.
And I got a tattoo because I loved the song so much.
And you're like, oh damn.
Yeah, I got Deep Rest written on me because I was like, it's such a special song.
Oh, I see.
And it never came out. But I don't mind that it. I mean, I don't mind that it hasn't come out, because as it is and what it means to me, because it was one that Mike wrote, and I think it was for me.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
It was for me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's enough for me,
Okay.
just to have it. But I would love for the world to hear it, because it is amazing.
Would you ever play it at a live show?
I think we actually recorded. So we went into Third Man Records in Nashville.
Oh,
and you know they
wow.
have the little booth where you can record straight to vinyl.
Yes.
We recorded a verse and chorus of it on straight to vinyl.
Can we hear it?
We can try and get it to work.
Yeah.
Or do you want to sing it?
It might take. Yeah, we could sing it.
I'll definitely sing it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After this, or on the.
Maybe we could do it on the recording if you want. Or do you play it or not?
God, I don't even know if I even could, but here you go. Let me get a guitar.
I just think, why not, right? We're here.
We'll play a verse and chorus.
But it is.
Play a verse and chorus.
It is cool, and
And are there any plans to release it, or is it just a little gem you've got?
Well, we sort of, when we recorded it in the little booth in Nashville, we did it in a way to think, oh, maybe this could tag on to the end of the album of Mother's Milk.
Yeah.
As like a secret track. And then, in all honesty, we just didn't actually get the right lead to record from the vinyl player to...
No way.
So we just
You're like, fuck it.
didn't get time to do it. But
Matt Flynn's is close now, isn't
it might end up getting reproduced or I don't know.
it?
But
This is funny.
This is not my answer for
I
that.
just love it. This is my answer. That's my answer.
Right, okay.
What's
This is
your
Ev's
answer?
answer.
Probably the demo of We Used to Be in Love.
Oh, okay.
Because we signed. That's what sent all the. It's just like a one mic iPad recording.
No way.
Yeah.
And it's what did all the deals and did everything, because everyone was like, this song's so big, but it was just a demo. And then we wound up thousands and thousands of pounds in, made it like 4 times with 4 different producers, did everything. Everyone chasing that demo, and it didn't.
And the demo was still the best.
The demo's still the best, even though it sounds terrible, like technically, but it's just got.
But it ticks the box of what you're trying to.
I'll play you after this podcast.
I'd love to hear it. So what's this one? It's called Deep Rest.
Deep Rest.
Deep
yeah.
Rest.
Deep Rest. Yeah.
This isn't even the key it's in, but it'll do.
Nice little guitar. What guitar is that?
It's a little like Levy. It's the one where I had a guitar from when I was 14 that my dad bought me, and I got it signed by Paul McCartney.
Lovely.
And then I sold it when I left Liverpool. I was on like a bean diet for a month. Literally just couldn't. Just super beans on toast.
Fantastic.
In the studio, couldn't afford to pay for anything. Was like literally like had nothing.
Yeah.
And then just like, I'm gonna sell this guitar Mac I signed, and sold it for a lot of money. And bought this guitar and then put like 4 or 5 months worth of wages in the bank.
And that's why, you know, when we used to do when the songwriting thing with Paul McCartney used to happen, that's why we all got an email beforehand saying, don't get him to sign anything, because Mike had sold it. Yes.
And he said to me, I don't really want to deface an instrument. So I was like, mate, it'd be great if you signed it, you know. I'm like, I'm literally obsessed to the point where nobody could be more obsessed over the Beatles than I am. And I was like, I'm obsessed since I was 5 years old. I've been mesmerised by your music, kind of thing, just sign it kind of thing. I was like, and as he was signing, I was like, it'll be on eBay next week, this, and it pretty much was like.
I love that. Isn't Dan Kroll's new song about that?
Is it?
Yesterday, is it called? Have you heard the tune?
No.
I swear it's about like his time at Liverpool with Paul McCartney, or not taking it back. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that, but it sounded like it. It's quite cool.
Yeah,
check it out. So this Deep Rest, and it's Deep Rest. You gotta really put.
Rest.
I wrote it like when you went in. You had a bit of a heavy.
Right. Going through time.
These aren't even the chords, but we'll go with it. Like.
So nice.
Wrote you a song you cried all the way through. Took you outside and the sky cried too. I know this feeling isn't something that you choose. How can you still be lonely when I love you like I do? When I love you like I do. When I love you like I do. you wear it like a crown. You know that I'm proud of you. That's why I love you. That's why I love you like I do.
That's beautiful.
That's why I love you like I do.
You make me cry out.
That's why I love you. That's why I love you like I do. And then the next line's like, it's like, and when your heart's so heavy that it pins you to your bed. And when your eyes turn the color of the storm inside your head. You try to run from the feeling, but it's gaining on you. How can you still be running when I love you like I do? When I love you like I do. When I love you like I do. When the sky falls down and you wear it like a crown, you know that I'm proud of you. That's why I love you. That's why I love you like I do. Super simple, and then it's like, yeah, and then it goes like, and I know you're depressed, and it's not the same as sad and blue, but you always do your best. That's why I love you like I do. Same 4 chords, and then it's like,
lovely.
And I know you're depressed. All these big pictures and everything, but it's like, but anyway, yeah.
Absolutely lovely.
Yeah, it's a great song, isn't it?
Yes. When the sky
Gold
falls.
when he played that to me. I was trying, he got me in and he was like,
You just crying.
he was like, I need you to play cello on this last bit, and I hadn't actually heard the lyrics yet
Oh wow.
of that song. I started playing it and I was just like a mess.
I can't do
Because
it.
it was just so emotional to hear. I think the thing about, when I hear, for me, the best thing about Mike's writing is when you don't fully realise how much he's gotten you as a person until you hear him write song about you.
Okay, nice.
Like you'll go through stuff, and obviously he's like absolutely amazing in all those situations, but it really hits you how much he's taken that on board and understood it in a way that you could probably never verbalise yourself. Like he is able to verbalise how I feel better than I can explain.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's like that.
That's
well,
amazing.
It's honestly, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's such a special, like.
When the sky falls down, you wear it like a crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dwell. That tune. It's like, don't dwell on it, girl. It'll only make you sad.
Is this one of your tunes?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I know you're probably sick of the sight of me. Put your little heart in my hand.
Nice.
Like it's like sometimes it's just it's like the kind of it's never the ego-y, it's always that little I just wrote a song for one of our mates. I'll put the guitar away after this little musical segment here, but just a demo before the thing. If one of our mates came and he's just gone through a pretty rough time, just lost somebody huge in his life kind of thing, and he was just, I've never seen anybody so sad when he got it, but not moping.
Okay.
Breaking into tears
Like
just as he's
oozing
talking
out
to you and
grief,
stuff.
You could like feel it, and it was like, oof.
Yeah, but I just wrote this, like, we got this like little song idea about him, and what I was saying about the chords, like, it's essentially just goes like, I hate the rain, I can't stand the clouds, I heard they found you again, and singled you out. Right, it's just like super simple, but like what I did with like the thing of that is actually like, I hate the rain, like clouds, like I'm heading all, I guess they found you again, and singled you out, like and then like and then it's like, what was it? Until today, my mate. So like, until today, my mate didn't know heartbreak had the sound. But in my head, I'm like, until today, my mate no heartache had the sound. Na 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 na. Till I heard you crying out. Then like when it'd be like dun 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 dun. I've got like like so like
The way his brain works.
so like they're like dun, 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 until I heard you crying out.
Wow.
Like so it's essentially just dead simple chords, but like you're hearing all this like all the movements.
Lyric as well. Heartbreak.
Until it goes like, and my mates, I can't relate, because I don't have too much to cry about.
Right.
Like that's where I've hit that. Like I don't have too much to cry about, and then like you hit the thing. That was where I put that chord to drop, because it's basically like I brought myself into it. I can't really relate to it, and the ultimate thing I want to say in this message is like, I don't want to patronise you by saying I realise you're sad, because I haven't lost somebody like you have, kind of thing. And never knew your pain till I heard you crying out. Until I heard you crying. Yeah, but like. Yeah, but like
wow.
Yeah, so it's all those like little flavours.
That's the sprinklings. That's I mean, seeing your brain work.
I know, it's crazy.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. So your answer would be the demo of the thing, which you'll have to play me afterwards.
Yeah, which interesting story. Won't go into any details, but like we made it a lot of times. It cost a lot of money. Nobody quite got it for us or for anyone even. But then the label jumped at the most poppy version on the grid.
And that links to my next question. Is there a song or time of yours that you look back at with not regret, but you could call it regret, but you're not proud of it?
Yeah, I've got one where basically the very tail end of the record, where we got to the point where it's like, we've released this amount of singles and the album's together and we've got it all together, but like we want another single and we don't think it's in your pot. That thing of like the worst thing that you can ever be in, where it's like we're looking for singles.
Oh God.
Is the worst. It's the worst. Imagine trying to sit down and write a single.
No, you can't.
Like, was Yesterday a single when it's like, yesterday, all my troubles seem. It's like literally like one of the biggest. It's been covered like 1,000 times.
You can't.
But I got to the point where the worst thing happened. Like, you know, that like, be careful what you wish for, is we were going to Glastonbury. I stayed up one night and wrote and recorded a demo for this song called Leaving You Behind.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, bam, this big poppy thing, recorded it with every single that pop thing. It's like when tonight is over.
It's the one where I sing the chorus. It's like, I'll never regret
I stand by your side.
that one.
Well, see that.
Yes.
So the whole of Felt.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. The whole it was in a Jason Derulo. What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was literally that. Sorry, that's really horrible on the mic. It was one of those things where I made every pop move, I did everything that I could do, and what I did, which is just terrible, is like Felt was a concept album because I wrote a load of breakup songs and they went through, like We Used to Be in Love, and they all had big meanings. And then I met Ev and they switched around to like pick me up and vitamin C and stuff, so it's a breakup album that becomes like a happy ending.
Cool.
And it's just got Leaving You Behind in there, which is the perfect breakup song and has got a point on that arc, but I was already completely happily married and just means nothing. It's not about real life. And it's got every little pop move in that I could make, and I just absolutely in every way would never buy or listen to that song in any way, not one melody, not one way that we did it. And I knew that it would get me out of this bind because I know how to write pop songs, and I sat down and went and played the demo and played it on guitar to the label, and they were like, that's definitely the last single, that's definitely the next single. And we went in and we recorded it and we did every move we could do, and it's still, and the bad thing is it's still a massive fan favourite.
Is it?
And everyone's like,
why do you play it?
I won't play it. I don't play it. I don't play it.
I was just like, no way.
No way in the world am I going to play a song about a breakup that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the only, I guess it's the only song that's not autobiographical, so therefore you just hate it.
But it's even worse because I actually like was emotional when I was writing it, tapping into old emotions that weren't even there and going like, let me think back to how I felt when I broke up with this girl that I've totally like
which is fine to do, but you weren't. That's not what you were doing at the time.
I was gonna say that you could. I guess you could write a song about an old feeling.
Of course,
but that's not what you were doing
at the time.
No, and knowingly, it's going to then get plugged to radio. You're going to make artwork for it, and then you're going to go round the country for the best part of like 3 years playing it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that you have to think about, because like I try to be standing there going, I played Brother of Mine, which I wrote about Gaz, the bassist in the band, and we're both still looking at the floor trying to get through it, because it's like, you wrote this about me, and we're both stood on stage playing it to a crowd.
Absolutely.
And then what happens? The whole crowd goes, yeah, Brother of Mine's the favourite. So I'm not going to play a song like that I don't. And so that's the one time.
That's great.
When I totally did completely sell out in every way in order to get myself out of the thing of like, we've got no singles.
Interesting.
And it absolutely kills me. Like,
well, you've done it though. You've done it, and you've learned from that. The pain that you felt inside. Well, every time you hear it, you're like, oh. And do people hit you up on socials being like, wish you played this?
Yeah, all the time.
Constant.
Do you reply, or do you just leave it?
It just says no.
Yeah.
Just goes no.
Fair enough, man. You can do what you want.
Yeah,
but we don't have to. We really want to. These fans are literally the people that make you, let you be able to do it. They put the money in your pocket. They're the reason. They're the reason why you can continue. Not the reason why I make music or we make music personally, but the reason why you can continue to, hopefully.
Absolutely.
So they're very, very important. Yeah. Everything to us, they mean absolutely everything. So we've got to try and play some of the songs that mean all this stuff to these people. Like, you've got to play Vitamin C, you've got to play Emily, you've got to do that stuff. But I don't have to play that song in order for the fan to like think that they've got a decent gig out of it. I don't think so.
No,
just let it go.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think if they come to see your show, they're gonna be like, that was an amazing experience. They didn't play that song, but it doesn't matter. That's the point. Yeah. So like every Radiohead fan ever with Creep, people are like, that was the best gig ever. Best gig ever. They didn't play Creep, but it was still amazing.
Well, fair enough. But there's people with certain. There's people, we just would not play Vitamin C because there's fans there who are our age now, that were our age when we released it 5 years ago, and it was their like summer anthem, it was their festival thing, it was their everything.
100%.
And if that's the only reason why you've come, but you've still paid your door fee to come in, and that's part of what's actually keeping me on the road.
Yeah,
we'll play it. You know what I mean? But I can't do that. I just can't play that song. So it's totally in that way. It's cruel and pointless to even do that again, because I'll just be pulling it from under it. It's pointless to put anything out that you're not proud of.
And dude, I've learned from same thing. I look back. There's a song called Drive. And I wrote the instrumental, and the instrumental got shopped around to top liners. And one came back, and it was in the midst of like savage touring and this, and just releasing singles every month. And I wasn't, again, if you asked me what I liked, I couldn't tell you. So I wrote this instrumental. I was like, oh, that's a cool melody, I'll sing that. Re-sang it, label like, cool. They mixed it, but before I knew it was out, right? Because everyone was like, this is a bop, man, it's cool, it's gonna work at radio. And I had no connection to it.
Nothing.
What? The lyric, I can't hear it now because just like, but for me, I almost know that when I don't have a connection to the song and it goes out, it's not going to do well. Like, I remember Ireland being like, Monsters is going to be the biggest song, it's going to go to the radio. I was like, I don't think it is. It was a cool tune, but it's not very young. I didn't want to do it, but they were like, no. Believe me, Radio 1. It didn't go to Radio 1. Yeah. Didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now
it's always the same, man.
Always the same. Only me knows.
You know.
Only you know.
Yeah, and that's why the thing that we did, the keep forgetting thing.
So
that's. I mean, I love that anyway.
It's dope.
We love stuff it, didn't we?
We had a great time.
But we didn't.
That was conceptual, though, wasn't it? So Mike, you came in with the idea of taking a classic, taking the hook, and
putting it in a new context.
Which is just brilliant. I remember you were texting me the day after.
Yeah.
I love the tune.
It's so good.
But I don't think I think that was the safest. That was the safest one.
Yes.
Of how we conceptually flipped a few ideas. That was the safest one.
We did the Lionel Richie one.
Yeah.
All night long.
That's
the tune, you know.
Yeah, but I think that we should definitely do that. We should do that EP, and we should definitely do it as both of us bootlegging it and just not even worrying about clearing anything or not clearing,
agree.
and just put the bootleg up
Zero
and just
fucks.
zero fucks. But there was
Zero.
there's a few things that we wanted to do, wasn't there? We won't even say it on the
Don't
podcast.
say it on the mic.
We should definitely do it.
I agree. It's a great concept.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if the motivation's there,
that's
musically, then it's great. It's
and now my live shows, it's become a favourite because at the beginning, I bring in Warren G. It was a clear black night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes into I keep forgetting. And then it goes right now, so now, and it's like drums, and then we're out. It's wicked, man. It's wicked. That was a great session. So we've been chatting for bare time. What's next for Clean Cut Kid?
So I currently, this is from a personal point of view, like I don't have any desire to tour in venues.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try and avoid that for as long as I possibly can. So we're gonna do
the studio tour
in April. Possibly South by Southwest. We haven't completely. We think we're going, but we're not 100% sure yet. It's because just because we're dead busy with a lot of other stuff here, and we're actually balancing up whether that week away is going to be, or 10 days away is going to be less productive than staying here and doing a load of stuff. We're still balancing out.
Okay, cool.
So, but anyway, so April studio tour. May we are releasing a vinyl of Mother's Milk.
Oh, cool!
Finally, which is the main format that everyone's going to want this on.
I thought that you've done pre-order for it.
No, the pre-order was just for the little USB.
The USBs.
Oh, I thought that was for the vinyl.
No. So everyone's waiting for that vinyl, which is another wave of essentially like every single person that's already bought the USB will now buy a vinyl.
You know what's funny? I had my finger hovering over buy now. I was like, babe, they've Clean Cut Kid thing. I'll put it on Spotify. I was like, it's not. It's exclusive. And she's like, oh, cool, order it. And I was like, dope. Oh, it comes with some sweets too. Mother's Milk. And she's like, are they vegan sweets? And I was like, no. And she's like, And I was like, that's when I text you about the oat milk. You should do an Oatly.
Oh yeah.
And then we had that whole banter, and I forgot. And then the next day I was like, okay, I'll order it now. She's out of the house.
Yeah.
It's sold out.
Yeah. Oh my god! It did cross my mind. I was like, we are like possibly offending a lot of people by milking this, but then it's just, I was like,
it was just
you don't want sweets, don't have to eat them.
Yeah.
So that's gonna have a record store tour,
yes,
which is gonna be essentially like the same setup as the studio tour with like some people around us. Like it's gonna be like a little record store tour, and then we're probably going to do the fourth record over the summer rather than doing any festivals. Probably.
Well,
festivals are killer.
Fourth record
festivals are crazy.
and I'm working on a solo thing.
Oh, nice.
As is Mike.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna see. We might. There'll be a lot of
crossover
stuff. Yeah, there'll be a lot of
I'm
crossover.
excited about that.
But the concept of the solo thing, my solo thing, is that it's 110% when we go in a solo thing with the thing of like, if the timeline meant that we could make some great moves with Clean Cut Kid by touring it as a live band as Clean Cut Kid, because it's gonna have all of Clean Cut Kid playing on it, but it's not going to be approached like you would ever be thinking about a Clean Cut Kid fan, in the sense that it's going to be very, very slow, very, very orchestrated, everything slowed right down on tape, super, super whispered, big wag. You can imagine like a Carpenter's record, with just everything so heavily distorted.
Lovely.
Like full orchestra, just in like thick distortion and just everything. So it's going to be like a very unique sound, and I think. And then if it translated to being like, wow, this would be great for Clean Cut Kid, then it could be.
Okay,
so we're going to do that over the summer. Not going to do any festivals.
So a lot of creation. It sounds like
a lot of creation. 2 mini tours at the start of the year, and then a few giant dates at the end of the year. But again, they won't be in venues. They'll be possibly in churches.
That's wicked. It sounds like we're very similar as I'm getting away from this whole touring, getting in a van. I want to do more exclusive, maybe do a club show, maybe work out where Youngr works and put him there instead of going, I'm going to go to a 200 cap venue in Cologne and play at 7 p.m.
You don't have to follow the trajectory. And also, like, a lot of the venues we've all played are so badly like acoustically treated for music. You just think to yourself, why? Yeah. What are you getting out of this? What are we getting out of this?
Just it's like ticking a box.
There is other ways of getting the show across.
Oh, we need a 300 cap venue in our city. Here's a room. Here's a thing. Like, it was never ever about anything except everyone other than the artist and the audience making
Right.
any money or getting enjoyment. It was just all about the venue owner, the promoter.
Dude.
It was just all about all those other people.
Yeah.
So with your record, which is coming out
on
it'll
Friday.
With Brexit.
Oh
It's
God.
the Brexit soundtrack.
I don't know when this is going out. This podcast,
It'll be a while,
I
it'll
hope
be a
that
while.
you get a pretty goddamn heavy edit on this rambling bollocks.
No, I want to leave all the
put the whole
rambling
thing
open.
up.
We still recording. We are. Beautiful.
How long's it been?
I don't know.
That's exciting.
It's fine. It's 2:10.
Whoa, 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Whoa.
That's sick.
That's still going as well.
That's still going. I'm into that.
Yeah, it was with yours. So your record is coming out at the end of this week,
Yeah, Friday, man.
and so are you gonna?
Well, that's the thing. Right now we haven't got any gigs booked because
Okay.
we've told the agents like we don't want to do the traditional thing. So we're just trying to line up like some exclusive, just something interesting.
Amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
That.
Amazing, mate. Yeah,
Love that.
yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
have so much more impact as well because there's so much noise.
I know.
But it's the same noise.
Same noise.
Same venues, same routes, same cities, same dates, even same weeks in the different
Yeah.
months. It's like it's
It is.
And why does like it's such a greedy concept and so alien to me for like to really try and work out in the most cynical way exactly what demand is and just
Yes.
exactly supply demand and just be like boom.
Yeah.
Like it's like why? Just go. This venue be right for this car. Oh, there's gonna be 300 people in that city that'll be missing out on a ticket. It's like everyone doesn't have to get everything at one time. It's like
Exactly.
it's not the thing. So it's
It's
like
I think we just gotta slow life down a bit.
Yeah.
Slow it down. No rushing. Just
No.
like doing it right.
Yeah.
Cherry picking. I wanted to pick up something because you just said something that reminded me of something.
yeah.
I read a post that you said that the album is tuned at a frequency.
yeah.
And have you gone into that world?
There's a few
tuned into the frequency of the universe.
there's a few mysterious essentially what we did was like put the she needs to go for
Okay.
a minute. Sorry, I'll ramble for a sec. Essentially what we did is put a load of stuff that is the way that I always work on the forefront of what we do with the band, in the sense that like a lot of the I don't know why this works. You might find that it's just the most mysterious thing, and it's going to seem like the most hocus pocus bollocks now. But
No, dude,
like-
I'm fully into
like,
this world that you're talking about right now.
ignorance blissfully ignorant. We're so blissfully ignorant as musicians and creators that we have to go so focused in
Yeah.
a little world to the point where like made Painwave, bought a violin bass because I didn't want to learn how to EQ a kick and a bass. So I was like, I'll get a violin bass and it'll be like nice and short and ploddy
Yeah.
and not have much low end.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a Ludwig kit, take the front skin off it, fill it up so it's nice and thumpy and thuddy, and I won't have to ever have that problem. I won't have to be
Right.
like, I won't have to really learn how to EQ a kick and a bass.
Perfect.
Made the whole record,
I love
all
that.
sounded good. It was like, okay, great. What then happens? Someone goes, your bass is amazing, can we rent it? Yeah, sound, rent it to Park Street, and as a result the bass is like all over like all the Blossoms records and Coral and all
No
that
way.
stuff. Rented the bass out. You okay, B? Rented the bass out. What then happens is someone goes, yeah, do you know that bass? Like, yeah. It's like 8 dB louder than any bass we can find. It's so super loud. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't know that. And it's got like more low end within the register that it plays than a Moog sub.
What?
So we literally like, I was like, oh. And then I'm like, so I made a whole album on the presumption
Presumption that it
that
had
this
no
bass
low end.
just had no sub, and it was just all sub. And in actual fact, that U47 recorded
Yeah.
the kick going like this in the room.
Yeah.
The kick was actually the bit that didn't have that much real low end.
Brilliant.
And I just blissfully ignorantly
ignorant.
went about it
I
and
love
did it. And that's just a perfect example of basically like, I just do
Just do shit.
I just do shit like, and it's never ever not going to work, to the point where it's like I'll put the bass guitar through like a Strymon Deco and spread it heavy left and right,
Yeah.
and you know the way the whole world goes, yeah, the bass has to be super mono or
Yeah.
I'll have it super spread.
Yeah. 'Cause
If
when-
I go in with that as opposed to I'll try and get a good bass sound here, if I go in with that of like I'm going to totally and utterly go with my own rules here, that's the only time Clean Cut Kid like ever works.
Dude.
So that's what we did with this record.
Right.
You know, every bit of quirkiness that could have possibly have been like, we'll make it work. We just made it work.
There are no rules. It gets so easy to get caught up in rules.
Oh yeah.
We've been rambling.
Yeah, sorry.
What a great chat, though.
What a great chat.
What a wonderful little moment in my life.
Thanks so much for coming down and doing it.
Thank you.